Hello everyone, welcome back to Grand Theft Auto 5. My name is jfavignano, and this is the Boeing 787-800 series by Skyline GTR Freak. Look how amazing this is. I mean, everybody has been asking me for a very long time, Jeff, when are you gonna do the 787? And I always said, hey, whenever they make it, I will fly it. I'm a big fan of the 787. I think it's an awesome replacement for the 767 kind of style wide body airplane. Look how massive those engines are. And let me tell you, I was in Seattle just recently. I went to the Boeing field and I got to see a 787 up close at their aviation museum there. And it is amazing. I mean, it's an absolute astounding airplane to see in person. And I got to walk up inside it, check out the cockpit, all that good stuff. And here's a little bit of spoilers. I did vlog all of that, so a vlog will be coming down the road for all of that. And this comes with a few liveries. We will go through that here in a minute. As well as some little fun extras you can do by pulling down the HUD in the cockpit, which is a little heads-up display that pivots down in front of your face. You can shoot an ILS approach or something like that in adverse weather. So we're going to try that out. I don't expect it to do anything too crazy, but regardless, you can see how Skyline did a nice conversion of this model. This model, to me, looks like the Aerosim one from FSX. I'm not 100% sure on that, where he got this one, but it just screams that at me. And I think that that's what it is. I'd have to double check my notes on that, but it does look like it, from what I remember. But look how amazing that looks in GTA 5. And you know, and like we've talked about that before, there's a huge gray line to all of it. You know, if people are using these models in GTA 5 and all that kind of stuff, if they're there on GTA 5 mods, you know, I'm going to use it. It doesn't have any functionality of the real airplane or anything. Let's pop up in here, fire these engines up, and check out the Boeing 787-800 series. We have, yes, we have nose lights. So we do have landing and nose gear lights. We have turning. Yes, the nose wheel spins. How awesome is that? Looks like the right engine is the only one that looks like it's kind of animated there. Oh, they both are. One's just shaking a little bit more than the other one. But let's check out the inside before we do anything else. Here is the interior. And you can see it's pretty much like a Boeing 787 if you know anything about those. And this does reek of a lot of Aerosim work. I'm pretty positive that's what this is. But he put in the attitude indicator there, so you can see we have a moving yoke. Is that our belly in a way? Oh, look how he sits in this with his belly out like that. That's pretty interesting. So very nice. You know, it's got a very good 787 feel to it, and the 787 has just massive windows you can look out of. So that's pretty awesome. So let's do some non-legit things, like show off what the plane can do by opening up our simple trainer here. I'm gonna go to vehicle options, and we're gonna go to the second one here. Before we do that, I'll go to the vehicle livery menu. I do want to show you the different liveries that this comes with. We're using United new colors here. We've got British Airways, so we could be a speedbed if we wanted to. We've got Air Canada for the folks up in north. We've got the 787 Al Nippon Anna livery. Looks awesome. I actually saw that one in person at the Seattle Tacoma airport while I was there. There is Oman Air. That's a beautiful looking livery right there. American new colors. Yes, very cool. LOT, I believe that is Portugal, right? No, maybe not. Maybe that's somebody else. I can't remember. Can never remember that one. Aeromexico. Yes, very nice. And the United colors. I thought it had the Boeing house livery, but I guess they took that off. So we don't have that. So we're going to fly United today. Why not? I like that swooping line it has. So let's see what else we got here. We have the vehicle door menu. That's what we want right there. And let's open up some window or some doors here. We get the left front door. That is modeled. The right front door. That is modeled. The left rear door, I believe, is the HUD. Let's double check here. Yes, that is the HUD right there. The left rear door. You can see how it popped down, but it doesn't have an actual working HUD on it, so I don't know why you would actually need that. So nothing too crazy there. Open the right rear door. I thought we had cargo doors. Yep, that's with them right there. Look at that. And I believe that's all there is. There's a hood and a trunk. That doesn't do anything. That doesn't do anything. Okay, cool. So let's close all the doors. Fantastic. That's all the non-legit stuff we're going to do today. We're going to do a departure. We're going to taxi down to runway 12 left and do a departure off of that. And we'll just pretty much head over to Zancudo for the most part, because I don't believe we're going to be able to get this airplane into Sandy Shores. I just don't see that happening. So we're going to taxi out of here. We have to really watch the engines and all that stuff here by the cargo yard. And because these engines are massive. I mean, you see how big these things are here? Look at this. And we have our taxi lights on. We should have them on. Did I turn them on? Yes, they are on. You see how massive those engines are. If you touch that, you know you're going to destroy something. So we're going to edge right on the side of it here and hopefully not hit anything along our way. So yeah, just got back from Seattle. Had a blast down there at PAX West, sorry. Had a blast meeting Zach Housenecht. And Zach started doing some airplane mod showcases on his channel too. He's learning. He doesn't know that much about a lot of aviation terminology and all that stuff, but he is learning. He has a fascination for it. And, you know, I'm not going to crap on him for that, because he's actually having fun with it. And aviation's all about, you know, enjoying and sharing the love of airplanes and, you know, flying them. So why would I ever say anything bad about that? Because I saw in some of his comments, a lot of people were giving him grief about not knowing this, about the flaps and all that good stuff. And, you know, we're all here to learn. A pilot's always learning, so you never can be perfect. We're going to taxi out here onto the runway. God, this thing looks so awesome. I just love the look of the 787. I remember when they first started making this thing, I was like, I cannot believe how futuristic that thing looks, but it looks awesome. All right, and you can see right there, we have some working speed brakes there, some spoilers right on the edge if we hit the left trigger. And let's go to the inside view and let's get on out of here. Let's add our power so slightly, so it has a little bit more realistic feel to it. When I do my takeoffs now, I add that power gradually, so it's a little more realistic. Because if you just nail it, you know, it's way too much speed. There we go. Now, I'm not going to call V1 or anything like that. There's just no way to know. But that's going to do it right there. We're going to pull back, and we are in the air. Look at that. Climb out of Los Santos. Gear up. On up we go through the clouds. Look at how beautiful that 787 is climbing out. Absolutely incredible. Climbing out of Los Santos, there's downtown over there. Pretty smoggy day. It's a cloudy, murky day. We will do a return trip out of Zancudo here in a little while. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get up to speed here, get up to altitude and all that, and we'll advance some time and we'll advance some weather, so it's a lot clearer on the way into Zancudo. And we're gonna shoot a visual approach for the runway that runs to the east. So we're gonna actually climb up over here. We're gonna cross over Mount Gordo and all that good stuff. Continue and wrap around Polito and shoot a left base for the runway. That's the plan of action, if you were wondering. And look at how beautiful this 787 is, ducking underneath the clouds. Little airplane right off our nose. If we had TCAS, we would have heard traffic, traffic. One thing with this model you'll notice is it doesn't have the wing flex. A 787 has massive wing flex in it. I mean, massive wing flex. And that's sadly not incorporated into the model. I understand, you know, it would look very, very strange and out of place if it was sitting on the ramp like that. But in the air, that'd be cool if that was a something you could turn on through the trainer. Traffic, traffic. We have a big 747 off our nose. We're going to drop the nose here and let him fly right over the top of us. Unless he's got a death wish and he wants to run into us. There he goes, right over the top of us. That'll work just nicely, buddy. It's a Fly US Rockstar Games jet. It's based off the 747, but it's not the 747. Here we go. We're going to come back down, and we'll level off here. And we can see off to our left, there's Mount Chiliad and the Alamo Sea, Sandy Shores. There's the Sandy Shores, or, you know, airfield, whatever you want to call it there. Just to the left of downtown Sandy Shores, we can see a clear shot of Mackenzie Field down there in Grapeseed, and a really beautiful view of the Mount Gordo area right there, right through that pass where the tunnel is. So we're going to continue on our course here at about this altitude, and we're going to wrap around the northern part of the island and shoot our approach into Zancudo. Make a small left turn here, ever so slightly. It's all about being really consistently smooth on the thumbstick of the Xbox. I'm using an Xbox 360 controller, or whatever you're using, whatever controller you are. Flying is as well. Whenever you get into a real airplane or you ever take lessons, they always say, hey, you just go really, really light on the controls. There's no need to thrash them around, you know. Over controlling an airplane is so easy to do by, you know, just flying it too hard. And same thing kind of applies here. You just have to be very gentle on it. Now, this is a add-on airplane, so it's not a replacement. However, Skyline has given you in the README file a suggested way. If you want to replace this with one of the jets in the game, you can feel free to do it there. I like to do the add-on ones because that's the way that the airplane is, you know, designed for, and the way that Skyline had intended it to look in the game. So a lot of that as well. Man, I mean, just for being extra sunny, it's not very clear, is it? We'll see if it clears up a little closer as we get we're gonna shoot pretty much on this heading right here out, because usually what I do is I end up following the damn beach, and then I'm way too close to Zancudo, because Zancudo, you know, jots out way out there, and you're on top of the, so you won't get enough of a proper approach. Gears coming down. We're on our left base, getting ready to land at Zancudo. We have the runway in sight, so we're going to square off our base leg here just a little bit more. Add a little bit of power here and roll off level. So we're just squaring that up a little bit more, and we're going to be making our final approach turn here in just a few moments. Letting the airplane slow down a little bit too. I want to make sure we're not at a crazy speed, so I'm just adding a little bit of trigger on the right and letting go. Just kind of repeatedly doing that to maintain this speed as we come in here, because we don't want to come in too fast, too hot. So we'll start our turn here, and we're gonna do a nice flowing left hand turn to the runway. Now you'll notice on the PFD, the primary flight display, that it looks like we're overspeeding, but I assure you that that is not the case, because we do not have a working airspeed indicator that I can see. So starting that left turn, add a little bit of coordinated rudder there, and we are lined up beautifully. Turn on those landing lights, and we are on final for the eastern runway into Zancudo, which is the only other big runway that can support this airplane. Short final now, and I am not adding any trigger at all, left or right. It's just neutral, so it's just floating here along, which I really like the feel of that. And adding a little bit of aileron here and there on short final. We'll let the airplane settle, and I'm just gonna ease on the left trigger here. So easing on that left trigger, bring that nose up for the flare, ease on that left trigger and kill it. There we go, bring it up. Look at that, beautiful landing there. And we still have the nose up off the ground. Fly that nose gear down. Nice soft landing in Zancudo. How about that? Pretty awesome. Well, I know I'm up for the challenge, and I hope you are too. We're gonna make a left turn here at the next available taxiway. Turn around. We'll We'll taxi back, and we're going to do a departure and do an arrival into Los Santos in a thunderstorm. How about that? That always requires us to be on our A game for the most part, so we don't kill ourselves while doing that. Nice tight turn radius here. Watching those engines and making sure we don't hit the little yard mule there, little truck. And we'll taxi back down to the runway, giving way to the laser off our nose now. I think he's going to head down to that spot on the right. Yep, he's heading right in there to that. So that'll work. All right, we're holding short at the runway down here. A storm has moved in. We're going to turn our landing lights on, and we are going to get on out of here. Let's add that power. Look at how beautiful that reflection is there on the ground from the Corona. And make our left turn here, line up on the runway. We're going to do a departure out of here in the outside view for you. So a lot of you guys that like the outside view, we're going to do that for you. How about that? I even rhymed it. So let's line up. We're going to, remember, gently add the power, not just nailing it. Easy, 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 easy. And takeoff power is set. You see we're rolling down the runway now. And we're going to hit our takeoff speed pretty soon, about now. We're going to pull back ever so slightly, and look at that. Gently lift off the ground. Gear up. And as the gear comes up, the flaps will come in. You wouldn't really want to do that in real life. You wouldn't want to pull it like that. The flaps in that quick, but it's just for looks, folks. Just for looks. And our crazy departure out of Zancudo right now into the storm. Getting rocked by some turbulence as we climb out over downtown Harmony right now. We're over downtown Harmony, continuing our climb. We're on a left, or to our left is the Sandy Shores Airfield, so we're going to continue this way right over Highway 68. And we're going to continue climbing up this way, and we're going to turn back around, and we're going to land on 30 right. We'll say that the winds changed at Los Santos on our trip in, and we're going to land on 30 right. How about that? All right, making our right turn now to get set up for a descent into the Los Santos area. That's the Palomino Highlands right off our nose, getting lit up by the lightning. We see that ever so slightly, so we'll keep that in mind. We can see downtown just barely way out there. So the plan of action here is to shoot an approach just to the southeast of downtown, and we'll shoot our approach right into the runway. I really, really wish we had a way to shoot an ILS approach in. I know there's got to be somebody out there in the modding community has been wanting to do something like that. So I think that'd be amazing. All right, make our left turn here, continue our descent over the Palomino Highlands. So we don't want to smack into the Vinewood Hills there, which is right off to our right. The Vinewood sign is actually just right where that right window is, right over there. You can barely see it, but it is there, I assure you. We had our landing lights off before. We're gonna turn them on now because we're descending back through 10,000 feet. Or in a GTA world sense, we're back through 10,000 feet. So we'll continue our descent down. Now we just gotta keep an eye on terrain. All right, we're gonna level off here. We're gonna drop the gear down, and we're gonna be pretty much on a approach, a 45 intercept to the runway is what we're gonna shoot for here. So this is looking pretty good right now. Just keeping an eye on our altitude. We don't have a working altimeter, so it's really hard to know just how high off the ground we are. So we're just using any kind of visual reference I can. It's gonna be difficult though. All right, and we want to make sure that we're gonna hug this side right here. So they turn to the right. We want to hug the side of the docks here, and keep an eye on our bottom map. That's the only source of information we have. So now we're on a nice intercept for the runway. I'm keeping altitude the best I can, just based off of what I can see, the clouds in front of me, adding a little power here and there. We might be shooting this approach a tad high. It's hard to say, but we should be getting closer. So we'll start our descent down now and turn to the right. We should be seeing the runway soon enough. Well, we're supposed to be, according to the map there, but like I said, we might be really high off the ground. It's kind of hard to say. Got the runway. It's not going to be easy, but we've got her in sight. Pull our power back a little bit. Oh, we're going to shoot for the left runway. We won't make the right runway unless we do a go around, which we should do, but we're not going to because ain't nobody got time for that. We're down. Very nice. Let's hope we don't meet a 747 on our way in. So, yeah, we wanted to land on 30 right, but we just decided to go with 30 left there because it would have been bad if we didn't. And we made it in one piece. That was a shoddy approach, but again, we just did not have a working altimeter. It was very hard to know. Although I need to look into some scripts out there that people have been making that will remedy that for sure. All right, so we're just going to park it here on this ramp just because we can. How about that? And we made it. We made it. How about that, folks? Beautiful model. I enjoyed showing this to you. I hope you had a great time flying along with me. It was nice out, but it's definitely not now in Los Santos. Well, guys, that's going to do it. I will see you all very soon. Take care.